Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
WWE Elimination Chamber 2022 match grades, results: Brock Lesnar wins WWE title, Bianca Belair earns title shot at WrestleMania. The road to WrestleMania continued on February 19 with 2 Elimination Chamber matches. A few rematches were established for WrestleMania 38 and a new champion was crowned in Saudi Arabia. An event that featured some solid matches ended up with an expected ending. How we got there, however, nobody predicted. Brock Lesnar won the WWE title in the Men's Elimination Chamber match, squashing all of the other competitors inside of it. Missing from the match was champion Bobby Lashley, who was in concussion protocol after being hurt when Rollins hit Riddle with a buckle bomb through Lashley's pod. Lesnar, the Royal Rumble winner, will now face Roman Reigns in a champion versus champion match at WrestleMania 38. Lashley lost the title without being pinned. More, what is next for Cody Rhodes, Brandi following AO departure? In the other Elimination Chamber match, Bianca Belair won to once again compete for a world title at WrestleMania. She will face off against Becky Lynch, who beat her at SummerSlam to win the belt. Lynch beat Lita earlier in the night to retain the Raw Women's title. Ronda Rousey and Naomi beat Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville in tag team action, while Madcap Moss lost to Drew McIntyre in epic fashion. The Usos vs. the Viking Raiders was nixed when the Usos beat up their opponents before the match could begin. A long travel experience for both teams resulted in a quick night. Here is how it all went down. Brock Lesnar wins the Men's Elimination Chamber match, becomes WWE Champion. Seth Rollins and Austin Theory started off the Men's match. Rollins landed a buckle bomb through Lashley's pod, hurting Lashley and Theory in the process. Riddle came out next. While Lashley was being looked at, Rollins and Riddle were going at it. Lashley was then taken out of the chamber. Out next was AJ Styles, who cleaned house. Riddle ended up getting momentum, landing a middle rope DDT, a la Randy Orton. He was going for an RKO, but was distracted. Lashley's turn was next, but he was nowhere to be found. Lesnar, tired of waiting, broke his pod and entered the match. He landed an F5 on Rollins and pinned him. It was revealed as Riddle was getting eliminated by Lesnar that Lashley was put in concussion protocol, and was out of the match. Styles was then eliminated by Lesnar. It was down to Theory versus Lesnar. Theory tried running away from Lesnar, but the latter kicked his way through a pod with Theory in it. Lesnar then landed multiple suplexes. Theory landed a low blow and tried escaping the cage, not trying to make this competitive. In a cool spot, Lesnar hit an F5 off the top of the pod to the hardest part of the chamber. He then pinned Theory to become WWE Champion once again. We knew Lesnar would dominate the match. Having Lashley out of the match completely, however, sort of deflated everything. Instead of a bout that could showcase everyone, it was a classic Lesnar match. There was no way to think anything would be different or unique about the match once Lashley was out. It was also one of the shortest chamber matches at around 14 minutes. The F5 off the pod was the lone highlight of the match. Grade, see more. Fred Rosso on fighting for equality, uplifting others and competing under the New Japan brand. The Usos vs. the Viking Raiders. Usos blindsided the Viking Raiders as the latter team made their entrances. The match did not take place, as the Viking Raiders couldn't get up. Grade, NA. Becky Lynch def. Lita to retain the Raw Women's title. Lita looked sharp early on in her first singles match in years. A major theme of the bout was Lynch aiming at Lita's neck. The crowd was on Lita's side, as Lynch was trash-talking her and the fans. Lita landed a takedown, but Lynch recovered and started punishing her from the outside. The champion landed an exploder suplex, and another. She had her own Suplex City moment. Lita countered a suplex with a classic DDT. They traded blows, and Lita ended up gaining momentum. She dropped her down with a crossbody. Multiple roll-ups by both women were countered, but Lita changed things up with a sleeper hold. She attempted a moonsault, but Lynch rolled out the ring. Lita put her back in the ring, and landed a stratosphere, honoring her former rival Trish Stratus. Lynch landed the disarm her and a manhandle slam, but Lita's foot was on the rope before the ref could count to 3. Lynch then tried to land a moonsault to copy her idol but missed. Lita hit a DDT and actually landed the moonsault, but Lynch kicked out. Another manhandle slam by Lynch, and that was enough to secure the win and retain the title. This match was much better than anyone expected it to be. Lita looked great in the ring, and Lynch as the desperate heel fighting her childhood hero worked well. Lynch can now face Belair in a rematch. Lita can still go. Grade, A more, EOS Tony Khan.